Boker Tov, good morning. We continue with our 3-minute daily dose of Torah. I actually went back to look at what I call the vintage recordings of our teachings, in this case Pirkei Avot. I realized that chapter 3 of Pirkei Avot was our first recording of daily dose of Torah. So it's very exciting that we're thematically back into what spawned our project. I'll read you the Mishnah, the opening Mishnah of the third chapter. Akavya ben Mehalalel Omer, he said, Histakel bishlosha devarim ve'einatab bali de aveira. I want you to look at three things, and thereby you won't come to sin. He's not the first to do that. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi also in an earlier Mishnah set us up this way. And what does he have for us here? And I'll actually, we'll use this today. This is a point that Rabbi Yitz Greenberg makes in his commentary on Pirkei Avot. I'll just read it to you as he says it. Akavya feels that all acts of sin involve a loss of perspective. You wouldn't sin if you had perspective. And you're sinning because you lost it. Something appears so desirable, so urgent, that all other considerations, violations of trust, disobeying God, hurting another, appear trivial by comparison because you lost your perspective. Something is so tempting or has drawn you so that you've lost the perspective of what it is that you should be doing because it's just pulled you in. The person then pushes all the right considerations aside and sins. Someone who understands the ephemerality of earthly life and the awesomeness of God, before whom one will be held accountable, will never sin. Because no good, no goal or pleasure will stack up against the majesty of God in eternity of judgment. What an important message. And so, what does he tell us in the Mishnah? Da me'ayin bata. Know from whence you come. Ula'an ata holech, and where you're headed, lifnei mi ata atid l'tein din v'cheshbon, and before whom you are going to have to be held in judgment and to give accountability for what you've done. Now, you ask from where you come. You're not going to say, I come from a poor boy. I come from a simple home in Richmond, Virginia. That's not from whence you come. His version, and actually one read of this is that the Safrai Mishnah points out is me'ayin bata, not simply from where you are, but you come from ayin, you come from nothing. Ula ayin ataholech, you go into nothing too. Says the Mishnah, me'ayin bata mitipa srucha, from a putrid drop, right? A drop of semen, putrid drop. As Rabbi Greenberg here, Rabbi Yitz Greenberg points out. But it also something that breaks down and is gone in an instant. All those cells are gone. And where are you heading? You're going to a place of dirt, of worms and maggots. At least your body, your physical body is from that and heads to that. But your neshama is going somewhere else. And that other place is one in which you're going to have to give an accounting. And if you give the right accounting, of course, our belief is you'll have a meaningful afterlife. And if not, you're in trouble. Who it is that you give your din v'cheshbon lifnei melech malchim malchim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, before the King of Kings, God. If you keep that perspective, he says, instead of like ignoring it, you're not going to sin. If every time you're about to do something, eat that cheeseburger, or we use an example, right? You say, ooh, I come from nothing, I head to nothing. And the only thing that really matters is that I can stand before God. Keep that perspective. You won't buy that cheeseburger. So keep whatever it's going to be. Conjure up whether these stark images or the perspective altogether, the majesty of God along with it. You might find yourself leading a goodly life more than you might otherwise be doing. Have a great day.